You have approximately 4,000 weeks to live. That's it. 4,000 Saturdays. 4,000 chances to get it right. And if you're watching this video right now, chances are you've already burned through 1,000 of them. Maybe 2,000, maybe more. Carl Jung spent his entire life studying the human psyche, and he discovered something that changes everything. Most people don't live their own lives. They live the life their shadow chooses for them. And nowhere is this more dangerous, more costly, more devastating than in understanding attraction and relationships. Because here's the brutal truth. You can waste years, decades, pursuing connection the wrong way, believing lies about what actually creates desire, following advice that sounds good but contradicts the deepest instincts buried in the human unconscious. Today we're going to fix that. We're going deep into Jung's most controversial discovery, the sexual shadow, and specifically how it governs female desire. This isn't theory. This is the architecture of attraction itself. And by the end of this video, you'll understand something that 99% of men never figure out. Something that will save you years of confusion, frustration, and wasted time. But first, hit that like button right now. And if you're serious about maximizing every relationship, every interaction, every opportunity, subscribe immediately. Write your city in the comments. Let's build a global community of people who refuse to waste their precious time on comfortable lies. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The time you've already lost. The cost of not knowing. Think about every moment you've spent confused about female attraction. Every time you wondered, does she like me? Every evening you agonized over whether to text her or wait. Every approach you didn't make because you weren't sure of the signals. Add it up. How many hours? How many days? How many years of your finite life spent in uncertainty? Now multiply that by the opportunities you missed. The women who were interested but you didn't notice. The moments when her shadow was screaming yes, but you were waiting for verbal permission that would never come. Jung understood something profound. Time is not just passing, it's being allocated. And every minute you spend operating on false information about attraction is a minute stolen from your actual life. The shadow's economy. Here's what makes this so urgent. The sexual shadow operates on primal efficiency. It makes decisions in milliseconds. It scans for power, status, genetic fitness, and it decides instantly whether a man is worth considering. While you're thinking, should I approach her? What should I say? What if she rejects me? Her shadow has already assessed you, categorized you, and moved on. This is the time cost of not understanding how attraction actually works. You're operating in slow-motion conscious thought, while her unconscious has already made its verdict. Every interaction where you don't understand the shadow is wasted time you'll never get back. The priority shift. So here's your first major insight. Understanding female desire at the shadow level isn't optional. It's a time priority. Because relationships aren't separate from your life. They are your life. The quality of your romantic connections will determine your emotional state for decades, your ability to build a family, your motivation to succeed, your overall life satisfaction. And if you get this wrong, if you spend years chasing attraction through the wrong strategies, you don't just lose time, you lose the best years of your life. Jung would ask you, can you afford to waste another 4,000 weeks operating on false assumptions about what women actually want? Chapter 2. The perception trap. What you think you see versus what's really happening. Most men have completely backwards perception when it comes to female desire. They think attraction builds gradually through deep conversations, shared interests, emotional connection, demonstrating care and sensitivity. And then they're shocked when women choose the wrong guys. The emotionally unavailable ones, the ones who don't text back, the ones with options and status. Jung called this the persona-shadow split. The conscious mind creates one story. The unconscious operates on completely different rules. Signal number 1, the real attraction timeline. Here's the truth about time and attraction. Female desire decides in the first 3 to 7 seconds. Not after 3 dates, not after deep conversation. In the first few seconds of visual contact, her shadow performs a complete assessment. Physical markers of genetic fitness, confidence in movement and posture, social status signals in clothing and grooming, energy level and presence. Evidence of pre-selection, other women's interest. By the time you say hello, the verdict is already in. Everything after that is either confirmation or disqualification. This is the time perception trap. You think you're building attraction over hours and days. But her shadow made its decision before you even spoke. The productivity lesson. So what's the productivity strategy here? Stop wasting time on gradual seduction strategies. If her shadow hasn't selected you in the first few seconds, no amount of conversation will change that. You can't negotiate with the unconscious. This means your time should be invested in developing the attributes the shadow scans for: status, confidence, physical presence. Recognizing when her shadow has selected you, the signals will cover. Escalating immediately when the green light appears. This is time efficiency. This is understanding that attraction doesn't build, it either exists or it doesn't. Signal number 2, the pre-selection accelerator. Here's a productivity hack that Jung would have appreciated. Other women's desire is the fastest attraction amplifier that exists. When a woman sees that other women want you, her shadow's assessment changes instantly. Your value multiplies, not over weeks, over seconds. Why? Because the shadow is reading social proof. It's calculating, if other females want him, I must be missing something. His genetic value must be higher than I initially assessed. This is why the man with the girlfriend suddenly has options. This is why married men get more attention. The shadow doesn't care about morality. It cares about efficient mate selection. Time strategy. Stop hiding that you have options. Stop pretending you're only interested in one woman. The shadow interprets exclusivity without context as no other females want him, I'd low value. Chapter 3. The Relationship Economy. What Jung discovered about the animus. Jung spent decades studying what he called the animus, the unconscious masculine archetype within the female psyche. And what he discovered will save you years of relationship confusion. The animus is the template against which all men are measured. And it's not the template modern culture describes. It's not the sensitive partner, the equal companion, the emotionally available friend. The animus is the king, the warrior, the hunter. It's power incarnate. And female sexual desire activates when a man matches this template. Signal number 3, dominance recognition. Women's most common fantasies, this is research, not opinion, involve dominance and submission. 60–70% of women regularly fantasize about scenarios where a high-status male dominates them. Not just any dominance. Dominance combined with selection. He could have anyone, but he chose me. This is the relationship economy Jung identified. Women are not attracted to equals. They're attracted to men who exceed them in the dominance hierarchy. This is hypergamy, the instinct to mate upward. And it's not cultural, it's not learned, it's archetypal. It exists in the collective unconscious as a fundamental pattern of human mating, the time investment strategy. So here's your relationship priority. Stop investing time in becoming what modern culture says women want. Becoming more sensitive, more emotionally available, more willing to share feelings and discuss the relationship. These qualities don't activate the animus. They don't trigger the shadow. And when you invest years becoming this kind of partner, you wonder why there's no passion, no desire, no sexual intensity, because the shadow isn't responding. The animus hasn't been activated. Signal number 4, the power demonstration. Instead, invest your time in demonstrating power, career dominance, becoming excellent at what you do, rising in your hierarchy, accumulating resources and status, physical dominance, building strength, developing presence, moving with confidence and purpose, social dominance, leading conversations, making decisions, being the one others look to for direction. This isn't about being an asshole. This is about embodying the archetypal masculine that the animus recognizes. When you do this, something shifts in how women respond to you. The quality of attention changes. The nature of desire changes, because their shadow finally recognizes what it's been scanning for. The emotional intelligence paradox. Here's where it gets subtle. You need emotional intelligence, but not the way you think. Modern advice says, get in touch with your feelings, express vulnerability, share your emotional world. But Jung would say, understand her emotional world without losing your power. The animus wants a man who is emotionally perceptive, who can read her states, her needs, her shadow's signals, but who remains unmoved by his own emotions. This is the king's emotional intelligence, awareness without weakness, perception without neediness. Time investment. Learn to read female psychology at the shadow level. Understand what her unconscious is communicating, but maintain your frame, your purpose, your power. This is the emotional intelligence that actually creates attraction. Chapter 4. The Career Attraction Connection. Why your career is your dating life. Here's something Jung understood that most men miss. Your career success and your romantic success are the same thing. Not because women are gold diggers, but because the shadow reads success as genetic fitness. In ancestral environments, the best hunter, the strongest warrior, the tribal leader, these men had the most resources and the highest genetic value. These things weren't separate. They were one seamless signal, and the female shadow still operates on this logic. Signal number 5, the resource assessment. When a woman assesses a man, her shadow is performing a calculation. Can this man provide? Can he protect? Can he succeed in competition with other males? Your career is the answer to all 3 questions. Every promotion you earn, every financial milestone you hit, every visible sign of professional success. These are direct inputs into her shadow's attraction algorithm. This is why the CEO gets more romantic attention than the middle manager, why the successful entrepreneur has more options than the struggling artist, not because women are shallow, but because the shadow associates success with genetic quality. The time allocation revelation. So here's your priority shift. Your career is relationship preparation. Every hour you invest in becoming excellent at your craft, in building your business, in rising in your hierarchy, that's time invested in becoming attractive at the shadow level. This is the opposite of what modern advice teaches. You're told to work on your relationship skills, to learn to communicate better, to develop emotional availability. But Jung would say, develop power. The relationship skills will follow. Because when you embody high status, women want to figure you out. They want to connect with you. They invest their time trying to win your selection. The frame flips, and that flip saves you years of chasing, convincing, proving your worth. Signal number 6, the ambition indicator. Women are attracted to ambition, not future potential, not dreams, ambition in action. The man who is actively building, creating, conquering, this activates something primal in the female shadow. Because ambition signals high testosterone, goal-directed behavior, ability to delay gratification, competitiveness, leadership capacity. All of these are markers of genetic fitness that the shadow scans for. Time strategy. Make your ambition visible. Don't hide your drive. Don't downplay your goals. Don't pretend your career isn't important to you. Your obsession with excellence, your dedication to your mission, these are not barriers to attraction. They are the foundation of attraction. Chapter 5. The Health Equation. Your body is shadow communication. Jung understood that the body and psyche are not separate. Your physical form is a direct expression of your psychological state. And when it comes to female attraction, your body is speaking to her shadow in a language older than words. Signal number 7. Physical presence. The shadow scans for physical markers of genetic fitness. Muscle mass, equal testosterone, equal ability to compete. Symmetrical features, equal developmental stability, equal healthy genes. Height, equal dominance, equal ability to protect. Posture, equal confidence, equal high status. You can't negotiate with these assessments. Her shadow makes them unconsciously, instantly, automatically. Time priority. Your physical development is not vanity. It's shadow communication. Every hour in the gym is an hour invested in speaking the language her unconscious understands. Every meal optimized for performance is a sentence in the conversation between your body and her instincts. The energy economy, but it goes deeper than aesthetics. Jung spoke of libido as life energy. and women's shadows are exquisitely sensitive to male energy levels. Low energy, weak, poor genetic material, not sexually interesting. High energy, equal vital, equal strong, equal genetically valuable, equal sexually magnetic. This is why the exhausted, depleted man struggles with attraction even if he has status and resources. His energy field is communicating. I'm running on empty. I have nothing left to give. Signal number 8, the vitality test. Women test your energy constantly. Do you have enthusiasm for your own life? Do you maintain frame under pressure? Do you bounce back from setbacks? Do you have energy left after work for adventure, sex, play? These tests aren't conscious. Her shadow is asking, does this man have excess energy? Is he thriving or just surviving? Time investment. Prioritize your health like your dating life depends on it. Because it does. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, stress management. These aren't optional self-care activities. They're foundational to shadow-level attraction. You can't fake vitality. You can't perform high energy. Her unconscious reads your actual state, and it makes its judgment before you speak a word. Chapter 6. The Learning Imperative. Why understanding Jung changes everything. Most men will go their entire lives without understanding what actually drives female desire. They'll chase attraction through trial and error, through cultural myths, through advice that contradicts the shadow's reality, and they'll waste decades in confusion. Jung offers you a shortcut. Learn the shadow's language. This isn't manipulation. This is understanding reality as it actually exists, not as we wish it existed. Signal number 9, the knowledge advantage. When you understand Jung's concepts, the animus, the shadow, archetypal patterns, the collective unconscious, you gain an advantage that compounds over time. You stop wasting time on strategies that don't work. You stop being confused by the gap between what women say and what they respond to. You stop taking rejection personally when you realize her shadow simply didn't recognize power. This knowledge changes your entire relationship with time, because every interaction becomes clear, every signal becomes readable, every decision becomes efficient. The study investment. Here's your learning priority. Invest time in understanding evolutionary psychology, Jungian psychology, and female sexuality at the shadow level. Read Jung's work. Study evolutionary mating strategies. Understand the research on female fantasy, attraction triggers, mate selection. This isn't academic curiosity. This is practical knowledge that will save you years of wasted effort. 1 month of deep study could prevent a decade of relationship mistakes. Signal number 10, the pattern recognition. Once you understand the shadow, you begin seeing patterns everywhere. Why women are drawn to dark triad traits, power signals. Why the bad boy activates desire, dominance plus danger. Why nice guys finish last, no power demonstration. Why pre-selection works, social proof. Why confidence matters more than looks, status signal. These aren't random phenomena. They're all expressions of the same underlying reality. The shadow scanning for archetypal masculine power. When you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And everything about attraction becomes predictable, understandable, actionable. Chapter 7, the financial wisdom, resources as shadow language. Jung understood that money is not just economic, it's psychological. It's a symbol of power, status, security, all things the shadow evaluates when selecting a mate. This is uncomfortable to acknowledge, but it's true. Financial success directly impacts sexual attraction, not because women are materialistic, but because the shadow cannot separate resources from genetic fitness. In evolutionary history, they were the same thing. Signal number 11, the provider assessment. When her shadow assesses you, part of the calculation is, can this man provide for offspring? Does he have resources? Has he demonstrated the ability to accumulate and manage wealth? This is unconscious. She's not consciously thinking, I wonder if he earns enough. Her shadow is running the calculation automatically, and the answer to that calculation affects everything. Whether she sees you as relationship material, the level of respect she gives you, the sexual desire she feels, the effort she invests in keeping you, the financial priority. Time strategy. Building wealth is building attraction potential. Every dollar you earn increases your mate value. Every asset you accumulate is a signal to the shadow. This man can win in economic competition. This doesn't mean you need to be rich, but it means you need to demonstrate upward trajectory, growth, increasing resources, movement toward financial security. The shadow reads direction, not just current state. A man on his way up is more attractive than a man who's stagnated, regardless of their current wealth levels. Chapter 8. The Social Capital Strategy, Status in the Tribe. Jung wrote extensively about the collective unconscious, the shared psychological patterns that exist across all humans, and one of the most powerful patterns is social hierarchy. Women's shadows are incredibly sensitive to where a man sits in the dominance hierarchy, not where he says he sits, where others place him. The preselection effect. We covered this earlier, but it's worth repeating because it's that powerful. Other women's desire for you is the strongest attraction amplifier that exists. When her shadow sees that you're socially valued, that other women compete for your attention, that you have options, her attraction intensifies automatically. This is why the man who's alone struggles, while the man who's surrounded by female attention has abundance. The shadow reads social proof as validated genetic quality. Time investment in social capital. So here's your strategy. Invest time in building social proof. Develop genuine friendships with women, not as prospects, but as social validators. Position yourself in environments where your status is visible. Build a reputation that precedes you. Create social situations where your value is obvious. This isn't manipulation. This is strategic positioning in the social hierarchy. Because when you meet a new woman and she can immediately see that others value you, her shadow's assessment changes instantly. You move from need to evaluate to need to compete for. The 4,000-week reality, what Jung would tell you. If Carl Jung were here right now, looking at your life, at the time you have left, at the opportunities in front of you, he would say this: stop living from your persona. Start integrating your shadow. Stop pretending that desire works according to comfortable social narratives. Stop wasting time on strategies that contradict the unconscious. Stop being confused by the gap between what people say and what their shadows respond to. Life is too short for comfortable lies. The integration challenge. Here's your action plan. The practical strategy that will transform how you spend your remaining weeks. 1. Career excellence. Dedicate yourself to dominance in your field. This is attraction work. 2. Physical development. Your body is shadow communication. Make it speak power. 3. Energy optimization. Health is not optional. Vitality is attraction. 4. Knowledge acquisition. Learn the shadow's language. Study Jung, evolutionary psychology, attraction at the instinctual level. 5. Social positioning. Build status, pre-selection, social proof. 6. Financial growth. Resources are genetic fitness signals. Build wealth. 7. Shadow recognition. Learn to read female signals at the unconscious level. Stop waiting for verbal permission. These aren't separate goals. They're one unified strategy for maximizing your finite time. The final signal. Jung's great insight was this: consciousness is the goal of human development. Stop living unconsciously. Stop letting your shadow, or hers, control you through ignorance. Understand what drives desire. Accept what the shadow responds to. Integrate this knowledge into your conscious strategy. Because you don't have time to figure this out through trial and error. You don't have decades to waste on false assumptions. You have 4,000 weeks, maybe less. Every week you spend operating on false information about attraction is a week stolen from your actual life, from the relationships you could be building, from the connection you could be experiencing, from the abundance that becomes possible when you understand what's really happening beneath the surface. Your move. So here's my question for you. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Are you going to close this video and go back to comfortable lies? Back to wondering why attraction doesn't work the way you were told? Back to wasting time on strategies that contradict the shadow? Or are you going to integrate this truth and start spending your finite time wisely? Write in the comments. What's the one change you're making today based on what you've learned about the shadow? And if you want this level of psychological depth in every video, if you're done with surface advice and ready for the truth about human nature, subscribe right now. Because we're not here to make you comfortable. We're here to make you conscious. And consciousness is the only thing that saves time. The shadow exists. Female desire operates on primal instinct. And understanding this is not optional. It's a priority. Your 4,000 weeks are counting down. Use them wisely.